Did you know that North Korea only receives about 1,000 Western tourists each year, and most of them are not Americans? It's an unexpected revelation, isn't it? Now you might be thinking, well, North Korea must be on the list of countries where Americans are not welcome. But surprisingly, it's not. North Korea, despite its reputation, is not the most unwelcoming place for American tourists in 2024. There are, in fact, other countries across the globe where Americans might face more than just a cold shoulder. These places, due to various reasons ranging from political tensions to cultural differences, might not be the most welcoming for those traveling with an American passport. So if you're an American, or anyone who loves exploring different cultures and places, you might want to pay attention to this countdown. Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey to the top 10 countries where Americans are not welcome in 2024. Let's dive in. Starting off our countdown at number 10, we have Belarus. A European surprise indeed. This Eastern European nation has always been somewhat of an enigma, but it's not just the language barrier that might give American travelers pause. The political climate in Belarus is tense, to say the least. The country's autocratic government, under the iron grip of its long-standing president, has strained relations with the United States. Belarus has a reputation for being less than welcoming to foreign interference, and this extends to tourists as well. The U.S. State Department has issued warnings for American travelers, citing both the political instability and the government's lack of transparency. To add to the intrigue, the lack of diplomatic relations means there's limited consular support for Americans who find themselves in a bind. So, if you're an American planning a European excursion, Belarus might be one to skip. Next up, we're heading to the Middle East. At number 9, we have Iran. This Middle Eastern country, known for its rich history and culture, has unfortunately become a labyrinth for American travelers. The reasons behind the travel restrictions are multifaceted, but they primarily revolve around political tensions and security concerns. The strained relationship between the United States and Iran has been a long-standing issue, with both nations often at odds on the international stage. This has led to a heightened sense of caution, with the U.S. government frequently advising its citizens against travel to Iran due to the risk of arrest and detention. Moreover, the security situation in Iran can be volatile, with political protests and civil unrest a common occurrence. This unpredictability further compounds the risks for American travelers, making Iran a complex maze to navigate. While the allure of Iran's rich history may be enticing, it's important to consider the potential risks involved. Moving on, our next stop is in Africa. At number 8, we have Sudan. This African nation has had its share of political instability over the years, a factor that has significantly contributed to its ranking on this list. The tumultuous political climate has led to a heightened level of security concerns for American travelers, making it a less than ideal destination for a leisurely vacation. The U.S.-Sudan relations have been rather strained, marred by a history of sanctions and diplomatic tensions. This relationship has been further complicated by issues such as human rights violations and terrorism, making the nation rather unwelcoming to Americans. Unfortunately, the allure of Sudan's rich cultural heritage and the beauty of its landscape is overshadowed by these ongoing issues. It's a stark reminder that not all places are open to all, and that international relations can greatly impact the world of travel. So keep your passport handy as we're now heading back to Europe. At number 7, we have Ukraine. The heart of Eastern Europe, Ukraine, is no stranger to conflict. The ongoing turmoil in this country has created a complex landscape for Americans. While the rich cultural tapestry and stunning natural beauty of Ukraine beckon travelers, the security risks cannot be ignored. The U.S.-Ukraine relations have been strained, further complicating matters for American tourists. The ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine, coupled with the political tension, has led to an increased risk for Americans. Despite the promise of Ukraine's vibrant cities like Kyiv and Lviv, or the lure of the Black Sea's shimmering coastline, the current climate makes it a challenging destination for American travelers. So, if you had Ukraine on your travel bucket list, it might be wise to hold off for now. Next up, we're heading to Asia. At number 6, we have Afghanistan. Nestled in the heart of Asia, Afghanistan has long been a zone of contention and conflict. The ongoing turmoil and instability make it a perilous destination for Americans. A country where the breathtaking beauty of its rugged landscapes is overshadowed by the scars of war. The risks for American travelers are manifold. Whether it's the threat of kidnappings, suicide bombings, or the unpredictable political climate, the danger is ever present. Furthermore, navigating through the cultural complexities and language barriers can prove to be a formidable challenge. The state of U.S.-Afghanistan relations in 2024 remains strained, to say the least. Decades of conflict have left a lasting impact, with tensions simmering beneath the surface. It's a nation where the American passport may not be your ticket to a warm welcome, but remember, this isn't a definitive list. It's merely a snapshot of the world as we know it today. Our next stop is in the Caribbean. At number 5, we have Cuba. An island of contradictions, Cuba presents a Caribbean conundrum to American travelers. On the one hand, it's a vibrant country, brimming with rich history, culture, and stunning landscapes. On the other, it's a place where political tensions and travel restrictions make it a challenging destination for Americans. The political situation in Cuba is a complex tapestry woven from threads of history, ideology, and international relations. The island nation has a strained relationship with the United States, a legacy of the Cold War that lingers to this day. This tension is reflected in the travel restrictions that the U.S. government imposes on its citizens, making it difficult for Americans to visit this Caribbean gem. Despite these challenges, Cuba remains a tantalizing destination, a place that beckons with the promise of what could be, if only the political winds would shift. But for now, it remains an elusive dream for many American travelers. Moving on, we're heading back to the Middle East. At number 4, we have Syria. A blend of rich history and heart-wrenching contemporary conflict, this Middle Eastern country presents a significant dilemma for American travelers. The ongoing civil unrest, political instability, and security threats make it a risky destination, even for the most seasoned globetrotters. The U.S. State Department has issued a Level 4 travel advisory for Syria, urging American citizens to avoid all travel. This is due to the widespread violence, terrorism, and civil unrest, coupled with the risk of arbitrary arrest and detention. Moreover, the relationship between the U.S. and Syria is strained, to say the least. This tension is fueled by political disagreements, military confrontations, and differing positions on global issues. So, while the allure of Syria's ancient sites may be captivating, the current risks far outweigh the potential rewards. Until the situation improves, Syria remains a no-go zone for American tourists. Next up, we're heading to the heart of Africa. At number 3, we have the Central African Republic. A landlocked nation in the heart of Africa, the Central African Republic has been grappling with political instability for many years now. This instability, marked by frequent changes in government and sporadic civil unrest, creates a volatile environment that's not particularly welcoming for travelers, especially those from the United States. Security concerns stem from this political tumult, with frequent reports of violent incidents and crime. These concerns are so significant that the U.S. State Department often issues travel advisories, cautioning American citizens against travel to this region unless absolutely necessary. On the diplomatic front, U.S.-CAR relations are complex. While there are ongoing efforts to stabilize the region and foster development, the political unrest and security issues often overshadow these endeavors, making the Central African Republic a challenging destination for American travelers. We're now heading back to Asia. At number 2, we have North Korea. For years, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, better known as North Korea, has been a center of international attention due to its political climate and closed-off society. The political situation in North Korea remains as unpredictable as ever, marked by nuclear threats and human rights issues. This, coupled with the country's strict regulations and surveillance, makes it a risky destination for American travelers. The current state of U.S.-North Korea relations is tense, to say the least. Despite diplomatic efforts, the two nations have yet to build a stable bridge of understanding. The U.S. government strongly advises against travel to North Korea due to serious safety and security risks. Moreover, given the lack of diplomatic protection for American citizens, any misstep could lead to detention. So, unless you're a seasoned diplomat or an undercover spy, North Korea might not be on your vacation bucket list just yet. Finally, we're heading to our number 1 spot. At number 1, the most unwelcoming country for Americans in 2024 is Somalia. Now, don't let this deter you from exploring the world, but it's important to understand the reasons behind this. Somalia, unfortunately, has been grappling with political instability for years. This turmoil has led to an environment that poses extreme security concerns for American travelers. The US government has issued numerous travel advisories, warning citizens about the risks of kidnapping, piracy, and terrorism. Furthermore, the current state of US-Somalia relations isn't exactly rosy. The lack of a functioning central government in Somalia has left a void that extremist groups have been quick to fill, further exacerbating the situation. It's a regrettable state of affairs, and we can only hope for a better future for this country. So there you have it, the top 10 countries where Americans are not welcome in 2024. Remember, travel is all about respect and understanding. Always research and respect the local culture and laws.